Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. Is this the end for Google Stadia? Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, to avoid any sort of confusion, Google Stadia is not shutting down. Well, not shutting down that we know about today at the very least. What they did announce today though was that they were closing their own game studios. For those of you who are unaware, Google was developing their own first-party games for the Stadia platform. They even brought in a heavy hitter, Jade Raymond, to lead the charge. Jade was responsible for shaping Assassin's Creed as well as Watch Dogs. But I guess things aren't going quite as planned. Phil Harrison today, the vice president and GM of Google Stadia, announced that they are shutting down their own game studios. This will put an end to most of their first-party games except for ones that were slated for release in the near future. I'll leave a link to Phil's blog post in the description below if you do want to read it, but it is filled with a lot of fluff and it's very wordy. It's really unnecessary. The meat and potatoes of the message here is halfway through the blog post. The important stuff starts here, where it says, "We've decided that we will not be investing further in bringing exclusive content from our internal development team, SG&E, beyond any near-term planned games." So basically they're shutting down their games development. Then they go on to state Jade Raymond has decided to leave Google to pursue other opportunities. And this could mean one of two things. One, she left of her own accord. She wasn't happy with the direction and she just decided to leave the company. The other, more probable answer here is she might have been shown the door because they literally just shut down her job. And this is super unfortunate because Jade is a huge heavy hitter in the industry, so it might be bad for Google, but it also might be good for whatever company decides to pick her up. I'm willing to bet that there are a ton of game studios out there that would love Jade on their team, so I don't think this will be the last we hear from her. Moving on from there, they go on to state over the coming months, most of the SG&E team will be moving on to new roles. We're committed to working with this talented team to find new roles and support them. And that's a good thing given this whole economic situation right now and the pandemic that's going on. So if they're trying to find new roles for these employees, that's a big thumbs up. So what exactly does this mean for Stadia moving forward? Well, this is not good news for them. They're no longer producing first-party content. First-party, probably exclusive content. And in my opinion, exclusives are what sells systems. If you look at the Nintendo Switch, for example, a lot of people buy that for the Nintendo exclusives. The Switch hardware is woefully underpowered compared to a PS4 or a PS5, and it doesn't really compete all that well, but their exclusives are what sells systems. PlayStation has their own exclusives, Xbox has their own exclusives, and Google doesn't really. At this point, they're going to have to pay a lot of money to try to have exclusive games developed for their system, or their service rather, because there's really no more draw to pick up Stadia. Yeah, it's cloud streaming, but at the same time, cloud streaming isn't really there yet. We're still a little bit behind in terms of internet speeds, in terms of latency. There is a bit of delay when trying out Stadia. It plays well, but it's not perfect, and there are better alternatives, considering if you want to play games on Stadia, you kind of have to buy them anyway. Here's a full list of the free games on Stadia, provided you have the Pro subscription. And in my opinion, this is not enough to draw someone to the system. Now, I like Google as a company, and I like the concept behind Stadia. I think it's really innovative, and I think it has the chance to transform gaming. But again, the technology just isn't there yet. Google might have the tech on their end, but the average consumer might not. I am really hoping I'm wrong here, but I think the writing might be on the wall for Stadia, and this thing might die a slow, horrible death. And I really hope that's not the case. I really hope I'm wrong here. And I'm not going to go out and saying that's exactly what's going to happen. Stadia's toast. I'm definitely not saying that. Google has a lot of money and they may surprise us just yet. But at the same time, they've really killed the incentive to even try Stadia, considering most of the games are available elsewhere. At the end of the day here, we really don't know what the future holds for Stadia. Google could surprise us, but the cards are quite stacked against them. And Google does have a history of cutting ties with things they don't find successful. I mean, when was the last time you signed into your Google Plus account and had some fun and maybe chatted with a few people on there? Anyways, that is all I've got for today. Let me know your thoughts on the Stadia situation in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on Stadia's future in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Thank you everyone, take care.